Hey guys, welcome to the Learn with Sandra Show channel. I'm Alexandra and it is good to have you back on my channel. Okay, so if you are a new subscriber, thank you for joining us. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know what we do here, right? We're all about learning, education, academic success, and beyond. Okay, so let's get right into the business for today. So today we are tackling the 2024 WAEC past question for the subject English language. We are solving question 21 to 40. Let's get right into it. Ojo was cautioned not to jangle the old man's nerve. This means that Ojo was cautioned not to dash. Now, to jangle someone's nerves is an idiomatic expression. An idiomatic expression is an expression whose meaning cannot be understood by looking at the individual words making up the expressions, okay? The meaning is just different, right? And to jangle someone's nerves means to irritate, to annoy, to upset someone. Okay, and you can see that the answer to this question is definitely option B, annoy the old man. Let me say arouse. Arouse is a very harsh word. Arouse is disturbance, an aggressive disturbance. So it's not the answer. Let me say disturb. Disturb is quite close, but it's not enough, right? Tease is to lightly joke with someone. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option B, annoyed the old man. Question 22. Amina was completely swept off her feet the first time she met Gabriel. This means that she dash. Okay, swept off her feet is also another idiomatic expression that is used in a romantic sense, right? It refers to falling in love, being enchanted and infatuated, right? So you can see the answer is clearly option A, fell deeply in love. Okay, so option A is the final answer to this question. Question 23. Okay, so his response showed that he kept abreast of events in the country. This means that he was dash. Now, kept abreast of means to stay informed, to stay up to date. Okay, so option A, mindful of the event, means you're aware, you think about it, you're considering it, right? Involved is to participate, right? Then well informed, that's the answer to the question. Well informed about the event. Okay, so curious about event is to want to know, right? When you are curious, you want to know. So the best answer to this question is definitely option C, well informed. Question 24. Okay, our school is the last but one on that road. This means that the school is dash. Now, last but one is an idiom that is commonly used in British English, okay, and it means the one before the last or second to last. But second to last is an expression common among Americans. Okay, so in America, people would often say second to last. Okay, it came second to last in the race. While British would say it finished last but one in the race. Okay, so as Nigerians, we speak British English, and so last but one should be what we use. But oftentimes we use second to last, right? So the answer to this question is definitely option D, the one before the last. Option D is the final answer to the question 25. The new shopping plaza is easy on the eye. Okay, easy on the eye is another idiom that means, pleasant, beautiful, attractive, nice, right? So when we say grandiose, grandiose means grand, it means impressive, it means extravagant, it means magnificent, not necessarily attractive, okay? Cool can mean trendy, can mean nice, can mean okay, right? Attractive is definitely the answer to this question. Expensive means cost, appeals to cost rather than appearance. So the best answer to this question is definitely option C, attractive. And it's 6. That nonchalant attitude of Jonah irks me. This means that Jonah's attitude dash. Now, irk means irritate, annoy, right? So baffles is something that confuses you, that puzzles you, right? Irritate is definitely the answer to this question. Amazes is your surprise, right? Amuses causes you to laugh. So the best answer is definitely option B, irritates me. Question 27. A good friend is supposed to be with you through thick and thin. This means that a good friend should dash. Now, through thick and thin is an idiomatic expression that means through the good times and bad times. Thick representing good times, thin representing bad times. So it generally means loyalty and support. So option A, be prepared for any eventuality. Now this means preparedness, not loyalty or supportive. right? Option B, stand by you in good times and bad times. This is definitely the answer to the question. Option C, accompany you everywhere you go. This refers to physical, presence, right? So that's not the answer. Option D, always advise you. So this is an aspect of friendship, but it does not refer to the loyalty and the support that the idiom connotes. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option B. Question 28. So Willie has been under the weather for some days. So under the weather is another idiomatic expression that means, feeling sick or being unwell. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option B, ill. Okay, option B is the final answer to this question. Question 29. Taya was beaten at his own game. Now, beaten at your own games means being defeated using your own strategy, your method, your tactics. Okay, so it generally means being outsmarted in a field you usually excel. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option D, no doubt. Taya's method were used to defeat him. 30. Okay, we never believed that father would pull through that fever. This means that we did not believe that it would dash. Now, pull through is another idiom that means to recover, to survive an illness or a difficult situation. Okay, so option A is definitely the answer to this question because we can still recover from the sickness. Okay, option B, acquire immunity to the fever means to develop coping mechanism or just to develop resistance, right? Option C, die from the sickness means the opposite of pulling through. Okay, so that's not the answer to this question. Suffer for so long implies the duration of the suffering. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option A, recover from the sickness. The next 10 questions we're going to be solving are questions under synonyms. Okay, so let's continue with question 31. So it is apparent that John damaged the decks. Now, apparent is something that is obvious, that is clear. Okay, when we say notice, notice something that you're aware of. You've seen, you've heard it, so you're aware, right? Evident is something that is clearly revealed. Okay, when we say recognize, recognize is something you can identify from past memory. Okay, acknowledge is something you accept. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option B, evident. Question 32. Okay, some of the merchant's goods were impounded by the custom officers. Impounded means seize. Okay, option A, intercepted. Now, intercept means to stop or to catch something before it reaches its destination, something or someone, right? Before it reaches its destination, right? Delayed, when we delay someone, we basically make them late, right? Confiscated is to take away, right? To seize by higher authority, right? Screen is to check, to examine something for different purpose. It could be for security reasons, to check the quality of it, right? So the best answer to this question is confiscated. Okay, option C is the final answer to this question. 4. My trust in Abar suddenly began to wane. Wane means to become weaker or smaller. Okay, let me say dissipate. Dissipate is to gradually vanish, right? And we use it in the context of smoke. Okay, disappear is to also vanish. Okay, to go out of one's sight, right? Deteriorate is to worsen. So option D, decrease, is to become less, to reduce in amount, number, quality, quantity, strength. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option D, decrease. Question 34. Some believe it is ominous for the owl to perch on the roof of a house. Okay, so ominous means bad sign, warning. Okay, option A, forbidden. Forbidden is something that is not allowed, that is banned, right? Potentious means a bad sign that something will happen. Okay, prophetic is predicting the future, right? Suspicious is causing doubt or mistrust, right? So the best answer to this question is option B, potentes. Question 34. The new shopping mall is on the fringe of the town. So fringe means the outer part, the border of something. Okay, the outer part or border. And the answer to this question is edge, because edge is the outer part or border of something. Okay, when we say limit, limit is a point beyond which something cannot go. Okay, a point in which something cannot go further, right? Outside is exterior, it means not inside, right? Exterior. Middle is at the center part. So the best answer to this question is option D, edge. 37. I have eventually found the book. Now, eventually is used when there's a delay or a long process, something that finally happens. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely finally, because when we say finally, we mean at last, after a long time. Okay, when we say actually means truly or in fact. When we say lately, we mean recently. And then when we say presently, we mean right now. We mean currently. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option D, finally. Question 38. It is good for a child to be unduly inquisitive. Inquisitive is to ask questions, to be curious. Okay, when we say naughty, naughty is to be disobedient, to be mischievous. Playful, fond of playing, right? Curious, eager to know, wanting to know, right? Troublesome, always causing trouble, right? So the best answer to this question is option C, curious. 39. Now, Kofi is rather audacious. He jumps off high fences. Now, audacious means fearless, it means bold, it means daring. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option A, daring, because daring means bold. Okay, when we think of smart, we think of intelligent. When we think of active, someone that gets involved, someone that participates. When we think of agile, someone that moves easily or quickly. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option A, daring. The criminal approached the crowd menacingly. Now, menacingly is gotten from the word menace, and it means, threat, it means a source of danger. Now, option A, we have stealthily. Stealthily is quiet or secretly, to avoid being noticed, right? Option B, cunningly, means clever or deceitful, right? Calculated means, planned, in a planned way. Threateningly means, causing harm or fear, right? So when we think of menace, we think of threat. Okay, so the best answer to this question is definitely option D. So guys, we've concluded today's tutorial, and I'm sure you've learned something. So share with me what stood out for you, from the idiomatic expressions to synonyms. Let me know in the comment section. Okay, do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and do well to subscribe if you haven't. Okay, till I see you in my next video. Bye.